Here's my argument for why it didn't quite peak, and I didn't make it. A great movie has to either do something completely new or fresh, or string together old tricks in a new way. And The Hurt Locker, I don't feel, did either.
Fair enough. That's your opinion on how that happens.
You have no response to that?
I thought it was a great movie because it was original in the storytelling. I haven't seen that bomb disposal unit story. It was well done. It was incredibly well acted.
You sort of
it was
have.
Incredibly well written.
I think. See, because we talked about this earlier about
Who did
like
the bomb disposal movie?
Well, no, I'm just talking about Generation Kill as a
Totally different scenario though.
See, I just think
HBO miniseries. You have way more time for character development because you've got 6 hours to do it as opposed to.
I'm just saying, as far as showing us new things, we have experienced that kind of scenario through Generation
I
Kill.
don't think so. We experienced Iraq War through Generation Kill. Granted, we experienced 3 guys in a Humvee, for sure.
And I've experienced diffusing bombs in other movies.
But not
it wasn't
reality of it,
completely.
though.
You see
Red Wire, Blue Wire.
Brothers with Tobey Maguire.
No, I haven't seen that yet.
That one had a pretty weird take on the war. Like, it was all about like going to war and coming back and like life after it, kind of. And it was really like, I thought it was really well done. It's a pretty long, boring movie, but I mean, you look at it, there's not a lot of action, but
I really like James Sheridan. Like he's a really good director. Well, fair enough. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, here's another observation that I was making. And then, movies where they have the guys at war, and then they come back to civilization, and they try to show that argument. It's just never even fair to try and show how good life at home is. Like they couldn't have done it in any more of a drab fashion to show it as life in civilization
That was
like.
filmed here in Vancouver.
Oh, yeah? Welcome back to the Film Cynics. Steve and Brian talking movies.
We were still talking about The Hurt Locker even during the break. We were still talking to it up until the moment when we came back on the air.
I got notes here that I didn't even really share. So, but I mean, we don't have to get too much into it. I was just one thing I was thinking about in just movies in general, war movies in general. It's never fair the way that directors try to portray life after war, life when they go back, and because it has to be so monochromatic and so drab. I mean, it couldn't have been more lame the way they portrayed what Jeremy Renner's life was after being back in civilization.
But you have to think about it. It is completely lame when you go from being in Iraq, defusing bombs, being shot at, to cleaning your gutters.
That's exactly my point. Is that they had to go to the gutter cleaning, they had to go to the reconnaissance in the supermarket to find the cereal. I mean, there are other aspects of civilization that that soldiers are missing, and that when they're over there, they want to come back and see.
Fair enough, but to the credit, the writer of the movie was saying that the scene in the supermarket of looking at all the choices you have is an actual thing that guys in the military go through when they come back because they're so overwhelmed with all the choices you have being in a supermarket. Like, it sounds really cliche and trite.
Because you have no choice in the military.
In the army, you get handed what you eat, and you don't get to go pick anything up. Here, you come back and you got 1,800 kinds of cereal, and it is completely overwhelming when you've been away from it for so long.
Don't get me started on cereal choices. I've been very disappointed in the lack. It looks like there's lots of choices at the supermarket.
Kinds of cereal.
Yeah, it's so disappointing. I want my Crackle and Oat brand, man. I can't get that in Canada anymore. Okay, well, anyways, enough about that. We're going to geek out.